I'm Sheila Pree Bright. I'm a lens-based artist. I photograph different genres of photography: documentary, portraiture, and conceptualness.
And I'm Andi McKenzie. I'm the Curator of Works on Paper at the Michael C. Carlos Museum.
The broad overview of these images is about fan culture.
But specifically, very specifically, Atlanta fan culture. The various traditions and rituals, and just the act of being together.
When I went into this work, for me, it wasn't documentary. It's about me thinking conceptually. The world stopped for 93 minutes. You hear emotion that transforms into this space where people are together in one accord. When I looked at it, I didn't look at the spectacle of the player, of the fans looking at the player. I was looking at them and how they were so mesmerized with these players, and I'm trying to observe, what is that? You know, what is that? And they're so excited, because I feel that this fan culture there's generational stories in this. You see young kids that grow up in sports, and they're so fascinated about it.
I think that the two photographs where we have athletes, present, these were some of the first that Sheila shot. These are from
First time
I
shot. Yeah.
Wild, absolutely wild. That these were the two shots that she went out for the first time. I saw them, I was just floored. But yeah, I think that having that at the beginning, I think really shaped where you wanted to go.
Right.
And I also think it was important for the show itself, because this is that starting point. The young fans are gazing up at an athlete that they revere, and they see themselves reflected back, right? And so I think that using that as the starting point to kind of frame the work around the fans themselves was really important. We have a number of Walter Yost photographs in the collection. When I was approached by Clint Fluker, who was kind of starting the Footwork initiative at Emory, which the series of exhibitions and programs, I was kind of thinking what the museum could contribute. We have these photographs in the permanent collection. And then he told me that Sheila was working on fan culture, and it was just this moment where I was like, this could be really cool, because Walter's photographing a play, right? He's photographing the big play, the big game. And you see fans, they're kind of these little blobs, but you know that they're the ones that are about to make a ton of sound, cheer really loud, or stunned silence if it's a bad thing. So having these here provides both a historical context of sports photography, and also kind of situates Sheila's body of work within that, because she's really bringing out those clusters of fans, and you're able to see them. And I think putting them alongside Walter Yost's images of that big play really kind of gives you a holistic experience.
Because I feel that really underneath all of this, like when I was in Germany, we're all the same. We're actually all the same, because this is all about us. It's about belonging, and it's about community. It's about identity. For both of us, it was important to kind of really get at the Atlanta fan vibe, which exists differently in different settings. Regardless of the setting, you could kind of put yourself there and you could hear music, you could smell the food. But you know what I was nervous about? Photographing sports culture, because that was my first time. As far as the people, that doesn't bother me. It's like the image of Drew. I shot that with the Leica Q, which is a 28 millimeter. And I was in his face, okay? And I got the image, okay? So, because I was like, my adrenaline was going, and I'm saying, Sheila, you gotta get these images, okay? And I was really nervous about that, and that's my first time, the soccer.
Those are some of the most, I think, striking images, and they kind of really just grabbed what we were going for. First time shooting sports, first time shooting fans, and just the energy of those shots, it's amazing.
I met this elder that said that he'd been doing this since the 70s. I found that very fascinating with that, and it's a tradition that they do. And like I said before, generational stories, pride of culture, in these communal spaces. And they loved me being there. They want me to do a documentary on them. And one thing that what I found out You know, with Drew is one of the fans that's in the larger photograph. One thing that he told me, he says, nobody never paid attention to the fans. And he said, thank you. When we come together for 93 minutes, we need each other more than ever now. And that's the story.